offensive rebound, and another loose ball foul. They're going to give it to Angel. And this one might be challenged. We'll have to see. And an Angel Reese, I think, just got slapped.
Cursing at the ref. That's bullshit. Multiple times.
I don't like that.
And then we hear Jimmy Miller.
Right here. All right, the ball goes in the Angel. She got her back to the basket. She just flings it over her head. Like, bleep it. I'll just fling it over my head. There's another missed layup.
What happens when the most hyped rookie in the league becomes the reason her team keeps losing? Angel Reese is getting exposed, and not by opponents, but by her own teammates, fans, and the scoreboard. From missed layups to locker room tension, this isn't just a slump, it's a full-on unraveling, and it's all caught on camera.
Cardoso with the miss. Angel Reese picks it up, what she's good at. Getting another offensive rebound. She says, give me that. How about another? Persistence trying to pay off. Jones gets a piece. Angel Reese won't give up. Jones with another block.
Something snapped during the Sky's latest collapse, and this time, it was undeniable. Kamilla Cardoso, the team's rising star and quiet anchor, made a move that said everything without saying a single word. In the third quarter, with the score tight and momentum slipping away, Angel Reese clapped for the ball like she always does. She was open. She wanted her moment. And Cardoso looked right at her, then turned and passed it to someone else.
Angel Reese last night against the New York Liberty, one of the worst games she's played as a professional, takes that out on the referees. Kamilla Cardoso visibly upset, and all of this falls.
Just like that, the mask dropped. If you think it's time the Sky made a real change, hit that like button, because this team can't keep pretending. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Reese be benched or rebuilt around? And if you want the truth behind the hype, subscribe now, because we're not done exposing what's really going on in the WNBA.
Chicago Sky, y'all have been promising us for 40 plus years now that we're going to get it to the land of the milk and honey. Oh, we're going to get a championship. We're going to make it to the playoffs. All we got to do is this. All we need is a little bit of that. We just got to get rid of Teaspoon. We just got to get rid of Kennedy Carter. She's a toxic person in the locker room. All we need is this. All we need is a little bit of that, and we're going to make it there. When? We've been in the desert wandering around looking crazy for 40 plus.
It wasn't a bad pass. It wasn't rushed. It was calm, calculated, and meant to send a message. I don't trust you anymore. You could feel the air leave the arena. Reese's face didn't show confusion. It showed something else, like she knew this was coming. And that's what made it even worse. When your own teammate stops believing in you, that's not just about one play. That's a warning shot.
A little finger roll or a little layup in there, and but you know, that ball goes in the Angel. That's where that ball goes. That's where that ball goes to die.
All season, fans have been watching this weird tension bubble under the surface. Missed screens, awkward pick-and-rolls, teammates avoiding eye contact during timeouts. Nothing explosive, but nothing right either. And this moment? It was the explosion. It confirmed what people have whispered for weeks. Cardoso is done covering for Reese. The patience is gone. Think about what that means. Reese is supposed to be the face of the franchise, the self-proclaimed leader. But leadership means earning respect, not demanding it. And right now, she's not even getting the ball.
Shooter. Wide-ass open shooter. Right here. Right here. And you got Kamilla, who passed her in the ball, but Kamilla runs up under the basket here. All right? Right there. She's calling for the ball. She's wide open. Nope. Angel's already shot the damn thing. I mean, she's cutting. All Angel had to do was take the ball, wait for Kamilla to cut under here, and drop the ball over to her, and boom, she could have put a little finger roll or a little layup in there, and
it wasn't just that one pass. The body language said more than the box score ever could. After the play, Cardoso barely glanced Reese's way. When they walked off the court during a timeout, Reese tried to join the huddle. Cardoso turned her back. That's not just frustration. That's rejection. That's a teammate saying, we're not on the same page, and maybe we never were. Meanwhile, the bench said nothing. No one stepped in. No one tried to smooth it over. That silence? It was loud.
It's very clear in terms of actual skill and maybe even production, it is not a rivalry. And if it is a rivalry, it's Benzino biting at the heels of Eminem at his peak. I mean, what are we really doing here? Now, Jason, go back to the box score. You said she was 0 of 8 or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's literally the only...
Even fans watching from home felt it. Social media lit up instantly, people posting clips, rewinding the moment, pointing out how Cardoso didn't even hesitate to skip Reese. Comment sections filled with phrases like "enough is enough" and "Cardoso knows what she's doing." And she does, because in a league where every possession matters, passing away from your co-star isn't a mistake. It's a decision. And this wasn't just about a failed possession. It was about who you can count on when it matters. And clearly, Cardoso believes that person isn't Angel Reese.
Simply because of all the stress she's dealing with. She's created this stress by trolling Caitlin Clark and by trying to pick fights with Caitlin Clark and by jumping up and getting in Caitlin Clark's face. And Steve, this is going to end in embarrassing fashion. This is my prediction, Steve, that before this season is over,
Angel Reese walked off the court with another double-double, 12 points, 17 rebounds. But let's be honest, it meant absolutely nothing. Her numbers might look decent in the box score, but they tell a fake story. Because every time the ball touched her hands, something went wrong. The offense slowed down, the energy disappeared, the rhythm, gone. You could literally see it unfold. Teammates stopped cutting, passes stopped coming, and Reese, she stood still, dribbling the air out of the ball, looking for a play that never existed. The Chicago Sky weren't just running bad offense, they weren't running offense at all. And the common denominator was always the same, Angel Reese. She's supposed to be the point forward, right? The glue of the team? But what kind of leader racks up 5 turnovers and only 1 assist in a game that's slipping away? That's not leadership. That's chaos disguised as confidence. And the rest of the team is clearly over it.
Please. What's Angel Reese's excuse?
the other thing I want to admit is that Charles Smith was actually a pretty good NBA player.
He was.
Early in his career with the LA Clippers, he averaged 20 points a game.
Her shot selection is a problem too. Repeated spin moves into traffic, layups that never touch the rim. Defenders sag off her like they want her to shoot, and for good reason. She's bricking point-blank shots that should be automatic for any starter in this league. In fact, she just tied a WNBA record for the most missed layups from inside 4 feet in the last 10 years. That's not just bad, that's embarrassing. Even worse, when Reese gets the ball, the entire floor shrinks. Spacing collapses. Cardoso gets jammed in the paint. Shooters get ignored. The ball stops moving, and so does the scoreboard. It's not a slump, it's a pattern, and it's dragging everyone down with her.
Offensive? That is the only kind of offense that Angel Reese is capable of performing. Offensive offense. But I'm not just talking about the self-proclaimed villain, which, by the way...
But here's the wildest part. While all this is happening, Reese still acts like she's dominating, celebrating after meaningless rebound, flashing smiles after missed free throws, posting cryptic captions like she just dropped 40 when the reality is, she's hurting the team. Her whole game has become smoke and mirrors, and what happened next made everything even worse. You want proof the Sky are falling apart? Look no further than the cameras. The tension between Cardoso and Reese isn't some rumor, it's right there, in plain sight. During a timeout, Cardoso turned away as Reese tried to talk. No words, no eye contact, just a cold shoulder that said I'm done. Later, during a pick and roll, Reese lazily set a screen, if you can even call it that. Cardoso took one look, shook her head, and rolled her eyes before walking back on defense like she'd seen enough. That moment wasn't about a missed play. It was about disgust, about disappointment. You don't roll your eyes at someone you respect. You roll your eyes when you're fed up. Body language doesn't lie. And Cardoso said everything the box score doesn't. She's pulling back. She's checking out. Not because she's giving up on the team, but because she's giving up on Reese. And who can blame her? Every time Reese is in the mix, something goes wrong. Turnovers, forced shots, missed screens. It's like she's playing her own game while everyone else is trying to win. The team's not just disconnected, they're completely out of sync. You've got one star trying to go viral and another trying to survive the chaos. And when Cardoso, your most dependable player, is visibly done with her own teammate, that's not just drama. That's a full-on chemistry collapse. And fans are noticing. Clips of the eye roll spread fast. Screenshots from the huddle moment blew up on social. Nobody had to guess what was happening. It was all there on Cardoso's face. The frustration, the disbelief, the message, I can't work with this anymore. And if you thought it couldn't get worse, just wait until you see what happened the next time Cardoso got open and Reese didn't even look her way. The fans saw it, the analysts broke it down, and within minutes of that final buzzer, Angel Reese was trending, for all the wrong reason. Social media didn't hold back. Clips of Cardoso ignoring Reese went viral. Fans started using words like selfish, overrated, and brand over basketball. Comment sections turned brutal. One post summed it up perfectly: the sky looked better when Reese doesn't touch the ball. And honestly, they're not wrong. Every time the offense flowed through Cardoso, the team moved with purpose. Passes connected. Players cut to the basket. There was rhythm. But the second Reese got involved, it all stopped. The ball would stall, the spacing would vanish, and the possessions ended in bricks or turnover. It wasn't just frustrating, it was predictable. Even former players chimed in. A few WNBA veterans called out the obvious: Reese is playing for the spotlight, not the scoreboard. And when teammates noticed that, the trust breaks. That's exactly what's happening in Chicago. Cardoso is doing everything right, running the floor, dominating the paint, moving without the ball. But she's not getting rewarded for it, because Reese keeps hijacking the offense. This isn't just a slump, it's a pattern. And fans are connecting the dots. During the Mercury game, when Reese went to the bench, something weird happened. The sky actually looked better. Ball movement returned. Players communicated. Cardoso touched the ball more. It felt like a real team again. And people noticed. One fan tweeted, "It's crazy how peaceful the offense looks without Reese forcing everything." And let's not forget the broadcast. Even the announcers hinted at it, talking about how Cardoso deserved more touches and how the team needed to share the ball better. That's code. And everyone knew exactly who it was about. But what really shocked everyone was what happened after the game. Camila Cardoso didn't need to shout. She didn't need a viral clip or a flashy celebration. She let her game do the talking, and it said something loud: this team runs better without Angel Reese. As the Sky's offense crumbled under Reese's lead, Cardoso quietly made her move. She started working with the teammates who actually moved the ball. Players who cut, passed, and rid the floor instead of calling for isolation plays every trip down. And the difference? It was instant. The ball started moving. The offense opened up. For the first time in weeks, Chicago looked like they had a plan. This wasn't just about chemistry. It exposed a much bigger problem. Angel Reese had been treated like the system. Every play forced through her hands. Every possession built around her stats. But when Cardoso broke from that pattern, the offense didn't fall apart. It got better. Reese froze the game. Cardoso unlocked it. Fans noticed, analysts noticed, and more importantly, the team noticed. In that second half, you could see players naturally gravitate toward Cardoso. They looked for her on cuts. They trusted her in the paint. Even when the defense collapsed, Cardoso stayed calm, made the right pass, and created shots for others. It wasn't highlight reel flashy. It was smart. And smart wins games. That's the difference. Reese is chasing moments. Cardoso is chasing wins. And right now, it looks like the Sky are ready to follow the player who actually knows the difference. The offense isn't broken because of bad luck. It's broken because of bad decisions. And Cardoso's decision to freeze out the chaos may have been the smartest play of the night. Not just for her, but for the future of the entire team. Because here's the hard truth no one in Chicago wants to say out loud: Reese isn't the solution. She's the problem. Angel Reese just hit a stat no rookie wants to own: 0-4-7 from inside 4 feet. You heard that right. 7 layups, 0 makes. In the WNBA, that's not just a bad night. That's a red flag. Defenders have stopped respecting her shot. They're literally daring her to take it, giving her space, sagging off. And when she takes the bait, brick after brick after brick. It's like watching a bad practice reel on loop. The worst part? These aren't tough, contested shots. These are wide open, close-range looks. And she's blowing them. It's gotten so bad that her own plus-minus tells the real story. -13. When she's on the floor, the Sky fall apart. The offense freezes, the defense collapses, and any rhythm the team had disappears. The numbers don't lie. When Reese checks in, the game checks out. Analysts are finally saying what fans have been yelling for weeks: Reese is hurting the team. Her presence on the court is no longer an asset, it's a liability. And every missed layup, every awkward turnover, every botched screen is making that clearer by the game. And here's what makes it worse: she doesn't seem to care. You'd think a performance like that would spark some urgency, some fire. But she walks off the floor clapping, smiling, acting like she just dropped 30. Meanwhile, her teammates are hanging their heads, and the scoreboard keeps bleeding. She's not just struggling, she's becoming predictable. Opposing teams have figured it out. Crowd the paint when Cardoso has the ball. Let Reese shoot, live with the result. Because 0-4-7 tells you everything you need to know. You know things are bad when your fastest player is running full speed and still getting ignored. That's exactly what happened, again and again, during the Sky's transition plays. Camilla Cardoso did everything right. She sprinted the floor, sealed her defender, and gave her team wide-open chances to score. But every time she looked back for the ball, Angel Reese was either dribbling in circles, crashing into traffic, or turning the ball over. It's not just sloppy, it's wasting momentum. Fast breaks are supposed to be free points. That's where teams pick up easy buckets and swing the game back in their favor. But not with Reese. Instead of pushing the pace, she slows it down. Instead of finding the open lane, she forces a contested drive. And instead of rewarding Cardoso for her effort, she ignores her completely. Every time. One play in particular said it all. Cardoso had a clear path to the basket. No defenders in sight. It was the kind of moment that should have ended in an easy 2. But Reese held the ball too long, got stuck at half court, and lost it in traffic. Just like that, a guaranteed bucket turned into another wasted possession. This keeps happening, and it's killing the team's rhythm. Even the crowd can feel it. Every time Cardoso runs out ahead, fans hold their breath, hoping this time will be different. But it never is. Reese either doesn't see her, or worse, chooses not to pass. Analysts are calling it what it is, a trust issue. And the more Reese fumbles these moments, the more obvious it becomes she's not playing for the team. She's playing for herself. But that wasn't even the worst part of the game. What came next? That's when everything fully unraveled. Angel Reese might have the biggest brand in the WNBA right now. She's in commercials, magazine spreads, dropping quotes, showing off game day fits, and trending online almost daily. On social media, she's a superstar. But on the court, she's struggling to keep up. And fans are starting to see the difference. There's a growing gap between who Reese says she is and who she's actually been on the hardwood. She talks like a leader, moves like a celebrity, and markets herself like a champion. But when the ball tips off, the stats tell another story. Missed layups, turnovers, low efficiency, poor decision-making. And the worst part? It's not getting better. The flashy outfits, the catchphrases, the constant quotes, it's all carefully crafted. But crafting a brand doesn't win games. And right now, that's all she seems to be protecting. Even after losses, she smiles for the cameras, posts cryptic captions, and dodges accountability. Meanwhile, her team drops game after game, and the chemistry falls apart behind her. It's starting to look like she's more focused on being famous than being effective. Analysts have called it out. Fans are calling it out. Even some teammates, with their body language, seem like they've had enough. There's a difference between being confident and being delusional. And the way Reese carries herself after a 0-4-7 night near the rim? It doesn't scream urgency, it screams denial. Her brand says, "I'm the future." But her game? It's stuck in reverse. And that disconnect is tearing this team apart from the inside out. So now the question isn't just can she play? It's can she deliver anything close to what she's selling? Because if not, then the Angel Reese everyone bought into might have just been hype all along. It's one thing to play poorly. It's another to drag the whole team down with you. Every time Angel Reese checks in, the energy in the building shifts, and not in a good way. The pace slows, the confidence drops, and her teammates? They look hesitant, even uncomfortable. No cutting, no urgency, just players standing around, waiting for Reese to make a move that rarely leads to anything positive. It's almost like the team's playing two different games. One group wants to win, the other just wants the spotlight. And that divide is tearing the Sky apart. You can see it in the body language. Cardoso runs the floor and never gets rewarded. The guards stop looking to swing the ball. Players start jogging through plays like they already know how it ends. That spark, the kind every good team needs, is gone. And it vanishes the moment Reese is the focal point. This isn't just about bad offense. It's bigger than basketball. This is what happens when leadership is missing and ego replaces effort. The locker room tension? It's real, and it's starting to leak onto the court. Huddles look tense, smiles are forced, no one's stepping up, and everyone's stepping back. Even the bench looks different. When Reese makes a mistake, it's silence. When someone else tries to correct her, it's brushed off. That's not team chemistry, that's dysfunction. And you know it's bad when the fans can feel it through the screen. But the most telling part? No one's defending her anymore, not on the court, not in the press, not even online. Because deep down, everyone sees what's happening. Angel Reese isn't just struggling, she's sinking the entire ship. Is it time to bench Reese? At this point, the question can't be avoided anymore. Is Angel Reese helping the Chicago Sky, or holding them hostage? Game after game, the pattern is the same. The offense dies, the energy disappears, the locker room feels fractured. And the one constant? Reese. She's not just struggling to lead, she's making the entire team worse around her. So where does the blame go now? Do you keep forcing an offense through a player who can't finish layups, can't create for others, and can't read the floor fast enough to run a basic break? Or do you do the unthinkable, bench the face of your franchise before the whole season implodes? It's not an easy call, but something has to give, because right now, Chicago is running in circles, trying to build around a brand instead of a baller. And everyone's watching, waiting to see what they'll do next. The truth is, you can't fix this with minutes restrictions. You can't fix this with motivational speeches. This is a systemic problem, and it starts with accountability. Reese has had the spotlight. She's had the freedom. She's had the hype. Now the only thing left is the reality check. Do you sit her? Do you scale her role back? Or do you keep pretending this is working while the team keeps crashing down around her? Because at this point, it's not just about wins or losses. It's about whether this team still has the guts to make the hard choice. Let us know what you think. Should Reese be benched, or should the Sky keep forcing the system to bend around her flaws? Because something's got to change, and fast.